Alright, we started recording. Let's go. Let me get this out of here. There we go. Sorry for the inconvenience. What video was I about to do? Crap, there we go.
Can be found across the globe. The world is
Found
full
the
of
video.
natural wonders that
I don't know if this is
truly
copyrighted
are
or restricted.
These
honestly.
phenomena are not just beautiful,
But
but
this
also
is, like,
very
just
rare, with some
reaction,
occurring
so
in
I don't
only
think
a
it's
few places on
copyrighted.
Earth. From a type of rare and gorgeous rainbow to a desert not like any other, here are the 20 strangest natural phenomenon that happen on Earth.
Man, I want to go to one of these places because they look like unworldly. It's just better
Number
vibes,
20.
honestly.
Multiple vortex tornado.
Not that. That's not
Multiple
better vibes,
vortex
honestly.
tornadoes are a rare but dangerous phenomenon that can occur during severe thunderstorms. These tornadoes are characterized by two or more cyclonic vortexes rotating around a common center. They're formed when two or more rotating
I don't know
columns
if
of
this
air
mic is too
combine
loud or
and
not,
merge
but,
together.
you know.
Multiple vortex tornadoes can cause particularly severe damage due to the large amount of energy associated with their powerful winds. I mean, instead of packing the power of one tornado, which is already pretty scary, these guys pack the power of several tornadoes. This natural phenomenon occurs
Hey, let me know
only
if you
once
wanna
in
watch
history.
them. Try not
Under
to
the right
laugh or try not
conditions,
to
multiple vortex
wow
tornadoes can
stuff,
form
you know.
and quickly become destructive. These conditions include warm, humid air
like,
over a warm
those
body of
videos are
water,
kinda fun to
large
do, honestly.
temperature and pressure differences between the air close to the surface and the air high up, and wind shear that may cause the rotating columns of air to coalesce.
Man, I'm
When
kinda
these
happy.
conditions are present, multiple
ads
vortex
cost,
tornadoes
but
can
I was
form
gonna put
quickly
ads on
and
my
cause
video.
significant destruction
They
in a
cost
short time.
for
Fortunately, multiple vortex
So,
tornadoes are
like,
relatively
no ads for
rare
you,
and
I
only
guess.
form in particularly severe thunderstorms. While they're more powerful and destructive than single vortex tornadoes, they're usually a lot smaller in size and have a shorter lifespan. This means that they're usually not as destructive as the single vortex counterpart, even though they can cause significant damage.
This is
Number
just another
19. Tidal bore, China.
way out.
The tidal bore in China is the
like
largest
26
in the world, and it's a spectacular phenomenon that occurs in the river estuaries of the country. It's caused by the tidal surge of the ocean, which is amplified by the shape of the river estuary. The surge causes a wall of water to travel up the river, creating a wave that can reach up to 10 meters in height. The tidal bore in China is a unique and awe-inspiring sight. It's most visible during the spring and summer months
Dang,
when the
there's
river
people out there.
estuaries become flooded with the incoming tide. During this time, the tidal bore can travel up to 70 kilometers inland, providing a stunning show of nature's power. The tidal bore isn't usually dangerous, although it can be unpredictable and potentially destructive if the conditions aren't right. It's a powerful force of nature, and it's capable of producing strong currents and high waves. It's important to be cautious when near the tidal bore and to avoid swimming or wading in the water. This wall of water moves 40 kilometers per hour, and it crushes 50 meters high in the air. Locally, it's known as the Silver Dragon, and it's easy to see why. This phenomenon is so impressive that each year hundreds of tourists come to see it
That's
happen.
awesome.
It appears at Chiangtang River, the biggest one in Zhangjiang, and obviously very sensitive to the moon activity. Number 18. Frozen methane bubbles, Canada. Abraham Lake in Canada
seen
is
this
home
lake.
to some of the
It
most
looks
stunning sights in nature. One of the most spectacular is the frozen methane bubbles that can be found in the lake during the winter. These frozen bubbles form when the methane gas that's created by the decomposition
That's
of
dangerous.
organic matter in the lake is trapped beneath the ice. As the water around it begins to freeze, the methane gas is trapped in the bubbles and frozen in time. The frozen methane bubbles in Abraham Lake have a unique and beautiful appearance.
That's amazing.
When the sun reflects off the ice, the bubbles sparkle and shimmer in the light, creating a mesmerizing display that can be seen from miles away. Visitors to the lake often
get a
remark on their
photography
beauty
camera.
and the
Let me know
unique
if you wanna see
experience
me
of
do
walking among them.
photography.
And even though the word
Don't worry,
methane
guys.
sounds very toxic and harmful, don't worry. The bubbles are not dangerous to humans at all. Methane gas is non-toxic and non-flammable. While the bubbles are fragile and can easily be broken, they don't pose any hazard to visitors. They're created when water-dwelling bacteria feed on decaying matter like plants and tree limbs on the bottom of the lake. It's during this process that methane gas is released. Number 17. Cano Cristales, Colombia. Cano Cristales in Colombia is an incredible natural wonder, and it's often referred to as the River of Five Colors, or the Liquid Rainbow. This amazing river is located in the Suriana de la Macarena National Park and is home to a stunning display of color and beauty. The unique colors of Cano Cristales come from a combination of factors. The river is fed by natural springs that contain a variety of minerals and nutrients, which combine with the sunlight to create the vibrant reds, pinks, yellow, blues, and greens that make up the river. The river also contains unique plant and algae species which contribute to the color of the water too. The beauty of Cano Cristales is truly otherworldly. The vibrant hues of the water create a stunning contrast with the lush green vegetation and the rocky cliffs of the surrounding landscape. The crystal waters make the colors even more vivid and beautiful, and the sun reflecting off the river creates a mesmerizing effect. The phenomenon happens nowhere else in the world. The area itself is a hotspot for incredible biodiversity, where the Andes Mountains and the Amazon and Orinoco basins converge, and is home to many endemic species.
Why don't we
Number
try
16.
to take
Sailing stones
certain
of Death
things
Valley.
from different areas?
For centuries,
to
the mysterious
readapt
sailing
other
stones
areas
of
so that
Death
we can
Valley,
have it in other
California have
areas,
baffled and fascinated.
We have the whole
For
world
ages,
hunger,
people
global
thought that
warming,
these
and everything
massive
happening.
stones, which could be
Robots
seen
being
moving on their
made,
own across the
shooting
valley
down
floor, were the work of ghosts.
like that,
However, in
you know.
recent years, scientists have discovered the true cause of this phenomenon.
Why don't
The
we
sailing
just,
stones, which
instead of making
range from
robots,
little
why don't
pebbles
we
to
just make
600-pound
robots that,
boulders, move under a delicate
like,
mix
not
of water,
human,
ice,
that can
sun,
help
and wind.
the Earth
Basically, thin
help us
ice
live on
flows
Earth
break
more
up and
longer.
pile against the rocks. This creates enough friction to cause the rocks to skim across the muddy surface of a temporary pond. If you were there to see it, the rocks would look like icebreaker ships plowing through sea ice, though in this instance, it's the ice that's moving the ships. Isn't that cool? But the conditions have to be just right for the rocks to sail. It's sort of a Goldilocks phenomenon. If the ice is too thick, or the
That's
day
weird.
is too sunny, or the wind isn't steady enough, then nothing happens. While we now understand the cause of this amazing phenomenon, it remains magical and an impressive sight to behold. It's incredible to watch these massive stones move across the valley floor with no visible means of propulsion, leaving long tracks behind them. Number 15. Fairy Circles, Namibia.
They're rising.
The
I
mysterious
swear,
fairy
the rocks are
circles of
rising.
Namibia have captivated people for
got the robots,
eons.
now you got the
For
rocks.
years, people thought that the circles were made by fairies, hence the name. But luckily, we have science and recent research to suggest that the circles might actually be caused by termites. They're found in the desert of Namibia, and they're circular patches of barren land surrounded by a ring of healthy vegetation.
Reminded
These
me of
fairy
the
circles look like a
movie
bad
Holes.
case of chickenpox and can be up to 10 meters in diameter. They are a truly unique and otherworldly sight, and they've been studied by researchers from around the world. Scientists believe that the circles are caused by a combination of termites, wind, and water. The termites create a special kind of soil that prevents other plants from growing,
That's
but
cool.
the vegetation around the circles is very healthy and lush. This could be due to the termites' activity, or due to the fact that the circles act as a kind of windbreak, which helps to protect the surrounding vegetation. While we're still trying to understand the cause of these circles, they remain a fascinating sight that can be seen from miles away in the desert. Number 14. Blue Volcano, Indonesia. The Blue Volcano in Indonesia is a truly unique and awe-inspiring
Whoa.
sight. The spectacular phenomenon is as rare
That
as
is
it is
beautiful.
and only found in the Lien crater of East Java. It's one of only 2 blue volcanoes on Earth, the other one being in
Man, I
Ethiopia.
would
The
love
blue
to go there.
volcano is an active volcano, but it does not spew molten lava. Instead, it spews blue flames that burn at up to 1,112 degrees Fahrenheit.
that'd be
Yeah,
amazing
that's
to
pretty
go
hot.
there.
The blue flames are actually created by the combustion of sulfuric gases, and they're seen as glowing blue light in the night sky.
That's the hottest flame. That's crazy.
The blue volcano is a source of awe and wonder for the local people. Many believe it's the blue flames that are an entrance to an underworld, and that it's a gateway to the gods. It's also considered to be a symbol of strength and resilience, as
Okay.
it's been erupting for thousands of years, and it still stands tall today. The blue flames are
That's
a
pretty cool.
beautiful sight. They can only be seen at nighttime, which makes the
Why are they putting it
experience
out?
even more magical. Its beauty and uniqueness make it a site of pilgrimage for many, and it's a perfect example of the beauty and wonder of the natural world. Number 13. The Stone Forest, Madagascar.
Not what I want to say necessarily that couldn't be a friggin' opening or whatever, but I necessarily don't choose to believe in stuff like that because I believe there is energy on this world. Definitely energy. Very first corrupted spirit. I definitely say that's the devil, but I want to say that it's as we see it as I'd definitely be like it's a traumatized person that went through a lot and just went insane after a long time. A spirit, a traumatized spirit. That's how demons are made, because they're traumatized. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, it could be, but there's a lot of sulfuric acid, gas and crap like that there. There's a lot of that. That's why it's been going for a very long time.
The Stone Forest of Madagascar, also known as Tsingy de Bermahara National Park, is a spectacular national wonder. It's comprised of limestone spires that have been sculpted by wind and rain over millions of years, and it stands as one of the most unique landscapes in the entire world. This incredible landscape was formed by the erosion of soluble rock, creating pointed towers of limestone that raise up from the ground and are separated by deep ravines and gorges. The result is a breathtaking scenery of rugged cliffs and spires, stretching out as far as the eye can see. The park's great block of Jurassic stone has dissolved over the millennia into a labyrinth of knife-edge towers, wet caves, and slot canyons that ward off humans and harbor a variety of other life. The Stone Forest is a popular tourist destination for those who appreciate the beauty of nature and the uniqueness of the scenery. The locals of the area also have a special connection to this place. They view it as a sacred site, and it's said that the souls of their ancestors reside there. The Stone Forest also has a special place in their traditional folklore, and many of the locals have stories to tell about it. The Stone Forest is truly a stunning sight to behold, and is one of the most remarkable places in the world. Number 12. Catatumbo Lightning, Venezuela.
I'd never go there.
Catatumbo, a lake in Venezuela, is quite a remarkable sight, as it's home to one of the world's most powerful natural light shows. Every night, more than 250 lightning bolts strike the lake per square kilometer, creating a spectacular display of nature's power. The phenomenon is caused by a unique combination of meteorological conditions over the lake. The winds and humidity in the area create an ideal environment for thunderstorms to form, while the convergence of the two air masses creates an even more powerful effect.
But scary.
The result is a humbling and impressive display of lightning that can be seen from up to 400 kilometers away. Shortly after dusk, lightning strikes Lake Maracaibo at about 28 times a minute for up to 9 hours. Here, the lightning can be so continuous that you can literally see everything around you like it was daytime. Imagine that! The region endures more than 160 storm nights a year, so, if you don't like loud noises, stay away from Catatumbo. The locals of the area view this phenomenon as a source of great pride, and a reminder of the power and beauty of nature. For those who have not had the chance to witness the Catatumbo lightning, it's not an experience to be missed. For those lucky enough to experience it, it's a humbling experience that will stay with them forever. Number 11. Moonbows. A moonbow is a rare and beautiful phenomenon, a type of rainbow that appears in the night sky, lit up by the light of the moon. Moonbows form when the light of the moon reflects off tiny water droplets in the air. The light of the moon is not as bright as the light of the sun, so moonbows often appear to have a soft and subtle beauty, with colors that are pastel and muted compared to the bright colors of a daytime rainbow. Moonbows are most commonly seen in places near waterfalls, where the air is full of mist and the light from the moon is reflected by the droplets. They're also sometimes seen in other places with high humidity, like the ocean during a foggy night. They typically appear as a full circular arc, but can also appear as a partial arc, or even a single arc. Moonbows are also known as lunar rainbows, and their colors are often said to be reversed compared to those of a daytime rainbow. Red is usually seen in the inner part of the bow, followed by orange, yellow, green, and blue on the outer edges. This is because when the moonlight is reflected off the tiny water droplets, the light is scattered in a different way. Moonbows are a unique and beautiful sight to behold, and they can be seen in a few special places around the world. They're delicate and mysterious looking. To see one is to experience a magical moment.
Nice.
Number 10. Sun's halo. The sun's halo is an incredible optical phenomenon that occurs when the sunlight is refracted by millions of hexagonal ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. These little ice crystals act like prisms, bending the light of the sun in all directions and creating a beautiful halo of light around it. Sunlight is bent in the same way by each crystal, and the resulting halo is a perfect circle with a radius of 22 degrees. It takes the form of a rainbow-colored ring with a radius of approximately 22 degrees around the sun. Circular halos like this one specifically are produced by cirrus clouds, which are thin, detached hair-like clouds.
My God.
These clouds are formed very high up in the atmosphere, at a height of over 20,000 feet. The formation of the sun's halo is dependent on the presence of hexagonal ice crystals in the atmosphere. The hexagonal shape of these crystals also contributes to the beauty and perfectly symmetrical nature of the halo. The halo is an incredible display of light, with each crystal creating a tiny rainbow of colors. It's a wonderful reminder of the power of the sun, how fragile and interconnected our world is, and how incredibly beautiful it can be. Number 9. Whirlpools. Whirlpools are large spinning masses of water that are formed when two opposing currents meet in the ocean. They're often accompanied by strong eddies and currents and can range in size from a few feet to several hundred feet in diameter. The force of their spinning can be incredibly powerful, and they've been known to drag people down and even boats if they get too close. Whirlpools are formed when two opposing currents collide. These currents could be caused by tidal movements, wind, or differences in water levels. When two of these forces meet, they create a powerful spinning motion which can cause a whirlpool to form.
Whirlpool. I hate whirlpools.
The size and intensity of the whirlpool will depend on the strength of these currents and the size of the body of water. Whirlpools are both beautiful and powerful. The swirling motion of the water is mesmerizing, and the power of the spinning current can be awe-inspiring. They can also be dangerous, deadly.
Very.
They're a fascinating natural phenomenon, and they've been the subject of many myths and legends throughout history. A famous oceanic whirlpool is that of Garofalo, supposedly the Charybdis of ancient legend, along the coast of Calabria in southern Italy.
Too.
Number 8.
I think
Aurora Borealis, Iceland. The Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, is a natural phenomenon that occurs in the skies of the higher altitudes of the Northern Hemisphere. It's an awe-inspiring sight that many travelers come to Iceland to witness. The Northern Lights occur when electrically charged particles from the sun interact with the atmosphere of the Earth. These particles are drawn in by the Earth's magnetic field, which focuses them in the polar regions. When these particles collide with the molecules in the atmosphere, light is emitted in a variety of colors, predominantly green, pink, and purple. The best time to see the Aurora Borealis in Iceland are during the winter months when the nights are longer and darker. This is because the sky needs to be very, very dark in order to see the lights in all their glory. You'll also want to find a spot away from the city lights to avoid light pollution obscuring the show. The Aurora Borealis in Iceland is truly one of the most breathtakingly beautiful natural phenomenon on the planet. It's an incredibly vibrant display of light that's constantly shifting and changing shape, dancing across the sky in a mesmerizing display. No fireworks show compares to this. It's unmatched by anything else.
Normally could fly.
Number 7.
I'd be up there
Turquoise ice crystals, Russia. The turquoise ice crystals of Lake Baikal, Russia, are a truly breathtaking phenomenon. The ice crystals form when the lake's pristine, crystal-clear waters freeze during the winter months. As the lake's water freeze, a variety of shapes and sizes of ice crystals form, ranging from small, thin plates to larger, more intricate shapes. The combination of the ice crystals, the unique color of the water of the lake, and the bright winter sunlight combine to create a stunning display. The ice crystals form when the lake's waters freeze in a very specific way. The lake's waters are much colder than the surrounding air, and as the water begins to freeze, the cold water molecules form clusters of ice crystals around the tiny air bubbles that are naturally present. The air bubbles act as a natural insulator, slowing down the freezing process and allowing the ice crystals to form intricate shapes and patterns. The colors of the ice crystals range from turquoise and aqua to deep blue and pale blue-green. The colors depend on the amount of sun in the cloud cover. as well as the type of algae present in the lake. Russian photographer Alexei Trofimov calls Lake Baikal the gem that does not need to be cut. Not only is this place stunning, it's also the oldest, largest, deepest, and clearest freshwater lake in the world.
Man,
Every
Avatar
winter,
about to
the
pop out
crystal
that
clear
far,
lake
dude.
water forms brilliant gem-like ice
Can't
that
wait.
glimmers in the sunlight. Number 6. Moeraki Boulders, New Zealand. The Moeraki Boulders, located on the Otago
cool.
coastline in New Zealand, are a geological phenomenon that have captivated visitors from all over the world for decades. These huge spherical boulders range in size from a few centimeters to over 2 meters and were formed millions of years ago when sediment was compressed and cemented into hard stone. The boulders are made of further layers of minerals that were deposited over millions of years, forming the distinctive
That's awesome.
round shape. They're gray and brown in color and have an almost perfect
Just
spherical
think
shape.
that we
This
could-
is due to the
Earth
waves eroding the
created
beach
something
and
like that.
exposing the boulders. The
So,
Moeraki boulders are an
space
incredible sight
creates
to behold,
stuff like
and they're a
that
popular
every
tourist
day.
attraction in New
No
Zealand.
problem.
Visitors often come to take pictures and marvel
That's
at
how
their
we're
beauty. The
planets
boulders
are
are
made and
also a
crap like that.
popular
It's
spot
weird.
for photographers who come to capture the unique sight of the boulders. The Moeraki boulders are a truly spectacular sight, and it's no wonder they're so popular with tourists. The boulders are a reminder of the beauty of nature and a testament to the power of the earth. They're also a reminder of how even the most mundane and everyday objects can be shaped and transformed by nature into something truly
That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Number 5. Sky Mirror, Bolivia. The Sky Mirror of Bolivia is a mesmerizing natural phenomenon
Is it
that's
water?
captivated visitors from all around the world. This incredible site is located in the Salar de Uyuni, a vast salt flat located in the southwest of Bolivia.
stop.
The Sky Mirror is formed when a shallow pool of water is filled with salt and sediment, creating an expansive flat surface that reflects the sky above to perfection. In other words, walking around the Sky Mirror feels like you are quite literally walking on the sky among the clouds. When the sun is out, the Sky
That'd
Mirror
be
is a
amazing.
breathtaking sight. The flat surface of the pool reflects the sky in its entirety,
Talking about
creating
flying,
a
I
perfect
just have to
reflection
walk
that
out
can
there.
stretch for miles. The reflection of the sky above is so perfect that it can be difficult to tell where the sky ends and the reflection starts. The effect is truly magical, and it's hard to believe that this is simply a reflection of the sky above. The amazing
Look how deep the
phenomenon
water
is
gets.
created when the Salar de Uyuni floods during the wet season. This causes the salt flats to become filled with a shallow pool of water, which is then filled with sediment and salt. The combination of the flat surface of the pool and the salt creates a perfect reflection of the sky above, creating the illusion of an infinite stretch of sky extending into the horizon.
It's beautiful.
Number 4. Giant's Causeway, Ireland. The Giant's Causeway in Ireland is an awe-inspiring natural wonder. This collection of 40,000 interlocking basalt columns formed by an ancient volcanic eruption stretch along the northeastern coast of Northern Ireland. It's a remarkable sight, and its unique appearance
me of
makes it
Ark.
hard to believe that it's even
Like a
real.
little
The
bit
columns of the Giant's Causeway were formed by a volcanic eruption that occurred 60 million years ago. Molten lava flowed quickly, and then also cooled quickly, forming a thick layer of
teachers say
basalt.
the
As the
game
lava
can't teach you
cooled, it
crap.
contracted and
Right.
cracked, forming
No,
the
the rocks
hexagonal
are.
columns of the Giant's Causeway. Over
Because
time,
of
the
Ark.
columns have been eroded by the sea, creating the unique stepped shape that's visible today. The columns are hexagonal in shape, with some being as tall as 12 meters.
so
The patterns created by the columns are mesmerizing, and it's hard to believe that they were formed naturally, and yet they were. No aliens involved here. The Giant's Causeway is an incredible example of how the power of nature can shape the land in many unexpected ways. And it's one of the most unique places in the world. It's hard to believe that such a phenomenon could exist. Number 3. Snow Chimneys, Antarctica. We don't tend to associate the coldest place on Earth with the hot, explosive nature of volcanoes. It's a very powerful contrast. Nevertheless, that contrast exists in real life. The snow chimneys of Antarctica are an incredible natural phenomenon. Located on the active volcano of Mount Erebus, the snow chimneys are formed by steam vents that have been sculpted into beautiful swirling shapes in the wind. Mount Erebus is the
bit
most
sick.
southerly
Sorry.
active volcano on the planet, and the snow chimneys are a perfect testament of its immense power. The snow chimneys are created by steam vents that emerge from the volcano's summit crater. As the hot steam rises, it's cooled by the cold air, causing causing it to condense into snow. The snow is then sculpted by the wind, forming beautiful and intricate shapes, just like ice sculptures.
real.
The snow chimneys range from a few feet to over 50 feet in
The
height,
snowmen
and they
are
really
that,
are
dude.
impressive
50
works of art.
foot
The snow chimneys
freaking
of Mount
snowman.
Erebus are a wonderful reminder of the power of nature and the harsh environment of Antarctica. The resilience and beauty of nature is remarkable. Number 2. Flowering Desert, South America. The Atacama Desert is a spectacular place, located along the western coast of South America.
Beautiful.
But there's more. Something very special happens here every 4 to 5 years. The desert blooms with a vibrant array of colors, creating a stunning landscape of wildflowers. How can a desert bloom? And why every 5 years? Well, the Atacama Desert bloom typically takes place between September and October, only in years where there's a perfect combination of heavy rains and intense sunlight. If, during this season, it rains enough, the seeds will start to germinate. During this time, the desert is transformed into a beautiful display of purple, pink, yellow, orange, and white wildflowers. The phenomenon is truly breathtaking, and it happens nowhere else in the world. The Atacama Desert is a particularly harsh environment with little to no rainfall and extremely high temperatures. This makes the bloom all the more special, as it's a sign of the desert's resilience and the beauty that can be found even in the harshest of environments. Can you think of a more impressive thing than seeing a desert full of colorful flowers? Taking into consideration
your
that the
mom.
Atacama
She's like,
Desert
"Mom."
is one of the driest in the world, it's even more spectacular. Number 1. Circumhorizontal Arc, America. Circumhorizontal arcs are a rare and beautiful phenomenon that can sometimes
That's
be
cool.
seen in the sky. They're similar to rainbows in that they're formed when sunlight is refracted through water in the atmosphere. However, unlike rainbows, circumhorizontal arcs appear as long, straight bands of color in the sky. They form when the sun is high in
That's
the
awesome.
sky, and the ice crystals which reflect the sunlight are aligned horizontally. This alignment is necessary for the arc to form, as it's the only way that the sunlight can be refracted in the same
Very
direction.
shiny.
As the sun moves lower in the sky, the ice crystals become less and less aligned, and the arc begins to fade away. In America, circumhorizontal arcs are most often seen in the summer months, when the sun is highest in the sky. They appear as a bright, colorful band in the sky, often with a rainbow-like spectrum of colors. They're usually
I've
seen
seen
in the
a couple
early
of them.
afternoon when the sun is at its highest point and the ice crystals are most effectively aligned. Circumhorizontal arcs are extremely rare and beautiful. Unlike rainbows, which are formed when sunlight is refracted through raindrops, circumhorizontal arcs are formed when sunlight
I've
is
definitely seen a
refracted
couple
through
of those
ice
before.
crystals in the atmosphere. As you can see, there are so many wonderful, unique,
That
and
video
rare
was
natural.
awesome. Leave a like, subscribe. Leave something down in the comments that you want me to react to. Let me know if you want me to do gaming stuff. Planning on doing fishing stuff and everything. Doing this podcast stuff is fun to me because it gives me something to do. Like, it actually gives me something to do every day. And it helps me work towards my goal of getting
Natural
my GED.
phenomenon on our planet.
So-
What about you? Have you seen
This is fun. And it's fun to actually make friends around the world. I just hope you guys stay cool and don't be judging. Because, like, judging people on just podcasts is stupid to me. I mean. Alright. Peace.